Greetings, citizens of the internet. You can call me Nitro Indigo, and welcome back to my extremely riveting Let's Play Pokémon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. In the last episode, we got the Surf HM, then Spindle wandered into town and told us to go to the free fields, and in this episode we are going to go to the first field, Fiery Field. The problem is that the field dungeons require you to quick save before you enter them, and this is my second attempt to record this episode, and I just kept dying over and over and over again, which means that we missed out on some cutscenes. One of these cutscenes is that 3 days after you complete Stormy Sea, Pelipper will deliver a letter. It doesn't appear as a normal letter. When you press A on the mailbox, it will just automatically play, but obviously I can't do that right now. Telling you that you've unlocked a dungeon called Buried Relic, and lots of Pokemon in Pokemon Square will talk about it too. Problem is, I am not going to do it at any time soon because it's 99 floors long and I don't think I can handle that. But I'm going to still see what the town's Pokemon have to say about it anyway. And also, turning the game off after you quick save makes you lose all your items. So, before I go into the dungeon, I'm going to go grind for a bit in the Fire Maze. But first, let's talk with the locals. I heard rumours that Pokemon from ancient times live in the Buried Relic. Something kind of interesting is that one of the Pokemon in the Buried Relic is either Porygon in Red Rescue Team or Porygon 2 in Blue Rescue Team. I don't know why they made them version exclusive, that's a bit illogical. Which further feeds into this whole theory that this takes place after humans have died out that never goes anywhere. I've heard that there are treasures to be found in the relic. I wonder how much is true. But I must admit, I do get a certain thrill from it. That reminds me, exploring an explorer just seems so much more fun than exploring another Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game because it feels like there's more treasures to find, even though it isn't. And I think it's because Explorers is the only game where I really enjoy going to those weird filler post-game dungeons because they usually not only have missions to get to the end of them, but they usually also have Kecleon shops which sell evolution items, and I just like that for some reason. I guess there's a sense of drama and adventure about it. In this game, though, evolution items are really rare. Hey, have you heard about the Buried Relic? They're rumouring that there are treasures in there. And they say the treasures aren't just lying on the ground. Know what they're saying? They're saying that treasures are even embedded in the walls. If you knock down the walls, there might be treasures galore. Sounds really enticing, eh? I think Shiftry knows where the Buried Relic is, and we can't actually go there until we talk to Shiftry. But I don't remember where Shiftry is. But, more importantly, Lombre was referring to a mechanic of walking through walls. There are several ways to walk through walls. First of all, be a ghost type or hold a specific band that lets you walk through walls, but both of those will make your belly go down really quickly. And the second is to use the HM Rock Smash, which I don't think I've ever actually found. Our team got the gold rank, but I think the rescue ranks go higher than that. I wonder what's higher than the gold rank. I can't imagine it. It's the Lucario rank. I don't know if I've mentioned this in Let's Play before, and I don't think I have. For many years, countless Pokemon have served on rescue teams. Many have engraved their names in glory. But if anyone asks about the greatest of them all, there is but one hero. It's Lucario, whose exploits as a rescue leader are the stuff of legend. I aspire to become like Lucario. To become even closer to Lucario's greatness, that is my goal and my dream. Okay, I've definitely talked about this in the previous recording, but I don't think I mentioned this on Let's Play before. When I first played this game, I thought that if you got Lucario rank, because I actually managed to get to that, then Alakazam would have like special dialogue about it, but he doesn't. But if you reach Lucario rank, you do get a Lucario statue outside of your rescue team base, and in fact there are several statues of Generation 4 Pokemon you can get, and Munchlax can wander into town occasionally. This is the Makita Dojo. Through rigorous training, one gets true power. Go train, that's a bit oddly worded. Where do you wish to train? The Fire Maze! The mazes are a bit weird because Pokemon's levels can vary wildly. Like, the highest level Pokemon in this dungeon is Ponytail, which is level 30 and also around the same level as the Pokemon in, what's it called again? Fiery Field, as I learned the hard way. But then this Slugma is, like, really low leveled in comparison. And also just low leveled in general. Also, I hope that this Mewk learns any, I hope that this Mewk learns Rock-type moves by level up in Generation 3. Because they got rid of the Rock Tomb TM in this game for some stupid reason. As I've mentioned before. And this uses the same assets as, what's it called again? Oh wait, did I say his tactic to avoid the first hit? That's why it's acting that way. Basically, Pokemon that avoids the first hit will always stand like one tile away from the enemy. I think I said it to Let's Go Together. Unfortunately, we haven't gained any experience yet. Also, if you go into a dojo, I'm pretty sure you lose all of your money and items. But you can find money and items here and you can keep them, obviously. Please tell me that this music has status checker. Is it pronounced status or status? Because I always pronounce it as status, and I just turned off a bunch of these. Or no, I turned off. You just got them and I never turned them on. Seems like Sean is going to level up for. Actually, no, just me because I misread the numbers. Anyway, as I was saying, this uses the same assets as Mount Blaze, and the Fiery Field uses the same assets as Magma Cavern, and the music as Mount Blaze, and there are bosses here. You can only recruit bosses in some special mazes which are only unlocked in the post game, which I'm not going to do right now, and they actually meant to open my menu, but oh well. Also, wait, why didn't I make items in this maze? I swear that they were. Or is that in future games? I don't know. Also, just look at this amazing accuracy. It sure doesn't slow this game down at all. Oh, and since Pokemon have no genders in this game, infatuation can affect any Pokemon except for those with Oblivious. This is how it works in every game except Explorers. That wasn't much of it. Actually, we did get through it. That was really easy, way easier than I expected. We didn't get to grind at all. How about a Team Rumble Rock? That's one of the post-game dungeons. And basically, these are one of the few ways to recruit fully evolved Pokemon without having to evolve them, obviously. And the other way is Porygon 2 in Blue Rescue Team. Because Porygon Z doesn't exist yet. I would say it's Porygon Z because even though I'm British, more specifically English, because when people say British they mean English for some reason. Because it just sounded better. Yeah, there is a really low chance of recruiting these Pokemon, but I don't know if I have their friend area. I don't think you can get their friend area until the post-game. That was easy. This isn't even good for grinding because there's not much experience to be gained. Oh, I didn't know I could get items from these. And so you didn't promise us a ginseng though, it was a surprise. And I like how this looks like some kind of fruit. So we have one ginseng and that's all we have. I kind of feel like doing missions to grind. Maybe I'll be able to finally get Sky Blue Plains so I can do this mysterious story quest of mystery. That's kind of what I might do actually, but I don't want to slow this down really badly or something. My team Hydro is bronze rank. We need to do better. We're also bronze rank. Never mind. I'll say that. Oh, if you're bronze, why so famous? Why are you bronze rank? Our team Rumble Rock is famous for savagery, but we're actually only normal rank. It's an embarrassment. Darlings, did you know? Every so often there are rescue jobs to reward you with a new friend area. That's what I've been talking about. Well, lately there have been rumours about a new friend area. The Sky Blue Plains, they say. Just maybe getting a friend area could be the start of something enchanting. Darlings, if you spot rescue jobs that seem promising, you should try them. This gender-free dealing doesn't exist yet. I am really, that's what I was talking about, by the way. There's another friend area you can get from missions, but that doesn't unlock anything. And I'm fairly sure none of these do that. I'm just going to delete this random mission because I don't think I'll ever do it. But why is it taking so long for this to appear? I don't know. I demand to know who you are. I don't know. Okay, sorry, that was a bit loud. I saw the waveforms for that there. Is it weird that I like pressing buttons in time of music and hearing the sound effects? Let's see, who's going to level up next? Is it Dismuke? Yes, it is. And I don't know what level Aaron evolves at, but I hope it's soon. Oh, here's the news. I didn't know there was a news article about this. Mystery ruin found underground. Its site has been hidden by the crater of a meteor strike in ancient times. The buried relic is thought to date back to beyond recorded history. There are rumours of treasures, and perhaps even Pokémon that lived in ancient times. The buried relic is the main topic in Pokémon Square. This is not the same message that gets delivered to you when you first hear about buried relic, but still. I'm about to say I could do that flamethrower TM, and then I remember that I already had one. Actually, I feel like I might as well change my team up since I'm going to see what level these. The only Pokemon here that seem to be well equipped to high enough level are Indigo and Peril, and Indigo is actually I might as well make Peril the leader, even though because she won't, at least isn't weak to the Pokemon here. Still not sure if I should evolve her or not, though. What do you think, commenters? Although I've noticed that I haven't really been getting as many comments recently. Oh, and you don't need to talk to Shiftry to unlock Buried Relic. So, let's go to Fiery Field. Also, a lot of Pokemon in this dungeon live in... Oh, wait a minute. I took a Fire-type Pokemon and a Pokemon with an ability that causes rain. This was not a good idea. Oh, but Brick Break would be good against this. Anyway, a lot of Pokemon in this dungeon live in the Crater Friend area. And so I bought that before I went here in the previous recording. And I warped. That's inconvenient. So I'm just going to tell you to wait there. Same with this Muke. You can't change Pokemon to leader while they're incapable of moving. Oh, you can't change their tactics either when they're incapable of moving. I never knew that. And I almost forgot that I could walk on lava. I'm pretty sure I did that by accident. Anyway, I'm going to montage this dungeon because honestly dungeons aren't that interesting. But anyway, I almost forgot to say, I've lost all my PP in Brick Break and I don't have any items to recover it. Well, this is going to be fun. I hope that Max Elixirs spawn in this dungeon. I almost stepped on the warp tile again. Anyway. First of all, this part of the music sounds really similar to the end of the the music, the part of the credits theme. That's it, but it all sounds like the music that plays in the final cutscene of the main story as well, like after the credits. Anyway, like I was saying, the bosses of the next three dungeons have their own friend area, but I didn't buy it because they have like literally a 0.1 recruit rate, and I didn't want to have to. And I just thought it wasn't worth it. Maybe I'll come back and recruit them later. Maybe I won't. Who even knows? Oh, I meant to click smokescreen, but I wasn't paying attention. Also, in Explorers, you can use whatever attack the cursor is currently on in your move list by pressing X 4 times, I think it is. Or the next or select move list, or just whatever the cursor is currently on in the normal menu. And is Muke leveled up now? Is he going to evolve? Yeah, I have a feeling that Aaron evolves until Aaron at level 5, but not level 25, but I'm not sure. But definitely not level 22. See, I could have looked stuff up, but I kind of like to be surprised. Also, I've set Kyogre to go after foes because who wouldn't want an overpowered Orca fighting or being their personal bodyguard? Yes, we already have a dolphin Pokemon. Even though it's practically a meme at this point. Also, I don't like when people say, oh, there isn't a dolphin Pokemon because whaling is controversial in Japan because that doesn't explain why there are actual whale Pokemon. And Kyogre has completely forgotten that he can just use a super effective move. There we go. The Ursaring is something to watch out for in this dungeon, by the way. They have, like, they can kill you with Fury Swipes. It's really annoying. That reminds me, in Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, they made it so that, like, Blasties do, like, 100 HP of damage or something ridiculous. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff I don't like about Super because it basically feels like if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and this Muke just fainted back there, by the way. And this is not, well, that's not one of the things I complain about. It's more like the whole, you either lose all of your items or you go to the previous save point and lose all your experience when you die kind of thing. Especially in dungeons where you can't get rescued, but at least you can rescue yourself in that game. Or the shoving mechanic, which is on the same button as running, and that's what the reviewer on Game Explain complained about. And I forgot that Metal Claw could raise your attack, and I used to use that move all the time when I was little because my Empoleon knew it in Diamond. I was a kid who already used their starter until I played like White 2. Also, it says this weird. Oh dear. I am not going to send out for rescue. I don't think I have any money left either. I'm going to go evolve Peril now. Also, gosh, that running animation looks really weird. Or rather, the walking animation sped up. I hope I don't spend forever and a half doing it this time. As in going through Fiery Field. Because I have other things I want to do today, like not record a game, which gets a bit tedious sometimes. There's more Link Move stuff that we should have gotten literally months ago, from my perspective anyway. And also you can only have 4 things in your mailbox at a time, so I might as well accept all of these. So I can get new mailbox items. If I find a mission with Sky Blue Plains with the reward, I'll probably do that instead. And all we have left is a hunger seed. What joy. How does food make you hungry? That's anti-logical. How rare are Sky Blue Plains missions? Because I've unlocked it before during the main story before, but now I just can't find it at all. Also, just look at my measly amount of money. See that, Fiery Field? You're making me poor. Now, if you'll excuse me, Peril is going to evolve. Evolved Pokemon game stats lower. I learned this when I was playing Explorers, and you can recruit Pokemon as a reward for missions occasionally in that game. And hold here, Shifty, by the way. What's that? Where is the buried relic? The buried relic is deep in the jungle to the southeast. Are you dreaming about the treasures too? Me too. Best of luck, compadre. Now let's talk to Spinda. I've given up on ever seeing the Mirage Pokemon. I've reached a limit of my endurance. I'm as tired as can be. Also, Shiftry, I'm actually not really sure what the buried relic is supposed to be because the early floors of it look like a barn. I think it's supposed to be a cave or something. I don't know. Anyway, as I'm saying, evolved Pokemon, again, less stat boosts upon leveling up, and I learned this in Explorers when I got a level 1 Gloom who joined a team after I completed a mission, and it gains like 1 experience point, only one stat boost in each stat per level up, instead of like the other Pokemon who can sometimes get stat boosts of up to 3 per stat. And I think I'm going to bring this Mewtwo this time because Ocean would kind of be counter. Even though it's great having a water type with you, Ocean's ability kind of doesn't go well with having a fire type as the leader. So yeah, let's go to Fiery Field again and hope I don't die this time. Oh, I do need Kyogre then because I have Surf. Actually, maybe I should sell some of my TMs in order to be able to afford stuff. And I can finally use the sell all option. That's quite a lot of money, wow. Revive a Seed, that's going to be useful. I think I'm going to take this Mew off my team because I don't want, he's probably the weakest member. At least we finally have stuff and a huge apple as well so I don't starve to death. I still think that might rename them to big apples in later games. That's what I was thinking of. And now let's go to Fiery Field. After I sort out my team. Meet you there. And once again, I think I'm going to montage this dungeon and cut to anything interesting should that happen. See what I meant about Fury Swipe? I'm so glad that only hit once. And Ocean grew to level 26. I almost forgot to mention that. I don't think the way that Pokemon level up in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon are based on like the same stat groups they're in the experience groups they're in the main series because what's it called again? Because, like, in Explorers anyway, different, like, specific individual Pokemon level up at different rates. Like, obviously, legendary Pokemon are going to level up the slowest in both the main series and this game because they're supposed to be rare and powerful and stuff like that. But, like, in Explorers, there's a character in Explorers of Sky in one of the special episodes who levels up really quickly, and people said it's supposed to show that he's really experienced for his age, basically. And thankfully, I have a Reviver Seed. I'm glad that only connected twice, but I almost got to attack just then. Sometimes I'll try to turn diagonally and I just can't. And a Pierce Band lets me throw objects through anything. And the Radar Orb lets you see where enemies are. Also, I noticed earlier that the Priestess symbol in Klonoa Lunatea's Veil looks really similar to the badges in this game. Specifically the one you see on the starters screen. And in Explorers, they redesigned it to look like a Pokeball, which is a symbol, I'm sure. I wonder if Pokemon like subconsciously know that the symbol is significant, but don't exactly know what the significance of it is. Like, it'd be really cool if in the next Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, spike, Chunsoft, Pokemon had, like, some kind of hilarious misunderstanding of human things, because they don't really go into the Pokemon know what humans are, but they're not in this world thing. It's just kind of a background element. Hang on a minute, these days Silver took some no damage because its defense was really high just then. Also, I'm having FUN spells fun. I'm having FUN spells fun. Because Kyogre is incapable of using his physical damaging moves, because if I tell him to only use not damaging moves, normal attacks, then he special attacks, as they call them in Gen 1, moves that aren't regular attacks. Oh, I forgot the Vulpix has Flash Fire. This is inconvenient. By the way, Vulpix's friend area is Darkness Ridge, which you automatically unlock when you get Absol. Oh, come on! Why is this dungeon so hard? Why is this dungeon so hard? I don't want to call out for rescue because I'm still in the early floors. I hope one of these missions has Sky Blue Plains as the reward, because I'd rather be doing that right now. No, it doesn't seem like it. I also like how they sometimes mention these random teams in these news articles, even if we should have gotten these ages ago still. Like, what kind of journalism is this if everything comes way too late? I was keeping that seed for a bit longer than I should have, because just in case I could eat it, just in case everything went horribly badly wrong. But everything went horribly badly wrong before my belly emptied, so. If anyone knows the Wonder Mail code for a mission that automatically unlocks Sky Blue Plains, by the way, please let me know. I remember once spending ages in Pokemon Square just listening to the music looping because I was hoping that, like, it would change after a while. Actually, what does this trap bust orb do? Does it only destroy one trap or does it destroy all the traps? Destroys traps in the same room. The problem is I won't know if I might accidentally waste it because you can't see traps until you step on them. You know there are a lot of traps in Fiery Field. I don't remember having this much trouble with Fiery Field ever before, and I think it's because the first time I played it I had a Squirtle partner, so I could have just used that and he'd evolved into a Blastoise by that point. Also in Explorers they colour Graveler Rocks to be brown. See what I meant about those Ursaring? Okay, that's it. I'm going to go to Waterfall Pond. It's a dungeon we haven't been to yet, and as I select this dungeon, I thought I would just go there just so we can have something new in this episode just in case. And I hope we might be able to create another water type there. Or maybe not, because I probably don't have their friend areas, but still. 7 Wonders of Pokemon, that's interesting. The mysterious feet of Diglett. What is inside Fortress's shell? The intelligence of Giraffrig's tail. Arbok's variety of patterns. We waited submissions from readers on other Pokemon mysteries. That's a rip-off. There's only 4. Also, this game predicted clickbait journalism. Or maybe the reason it took me so long to get these is because my inbox was full. That's possible. Anyway, I'm going to Waterfall Ponds now. At least Pearl evolved though. That's some kind of progress, or at least change in the status quo. I forgot to check the bulletin board, but oh well, and Oh, waterfall. So waterfall does do something then. Okay, then. Didn't realise that. That's why it appeared on the listing then. I'm going to take waterfall with me and hope this dungeon isn't so hard that I lose it. And I don't think this dungeon is too terribly long either. Oh, and it looks like... I didn't realise that... what's it called again? The Crystal Cave in Explorers reused assets for this dungeon, because I've never been in it before. I was not expecting it to look like this. I was expecting it to have one of those dungeons where the floor is always water, which basically means that you can just dive anywhere. And at least this isn't the Lapis Cave music. Instead, it's the Deep Frosty Forest music or whatever it's called. And there's a mudkip here. There are most starters in the post can only be found in like one specific 99 floor dungeon, but mudkip can be found in this one, obviously, and that's a good thing. Because that means I don't have to spend days trying to get one. I am currently playing Explorers Time in French, as I mentioned before, and my partner is a mudkip, and I can't think of nicknames for any of those Pokemon, so I just call them by their default names, or at least their French names, because obviously. This doesn't look very waterfall-y though. There's a dungeon in an actual waterfall cave in the next game, and it looks a lot more cavey, and actually it looks like a lot more watery than this. This isn't even like a pond. I hope this dungeon is short, because all the Pokemon are really weak. And Belly Drum, I'm about to say it reduces the Pokemon's HP to 1, and then I realised that it doesn't. Does it in this game anyway? I can't actually remember. That's that's Lunar Dance and the move that's exactly like Lunar Dance, Healing Wish. That's it. I don't get the point of signature moves, which are literally just the same thing as a pre-existing move. Basically, Lunar Dance and Healing Dance, which I'm fairly sure Healing Wish, sorry, doesn't exist in this generation, and Lunar Dance definitely doesn't because it's a signature move of Generation 4 Pokemon. And I guess this dungeon can be dangerous after all. And I also don't have a healing item, so this is quite bad. The point is, those moves basically reduce, heal your entire team and reduce the user's HP to 1 and teleport them to a random place on the floor. Still can't recruit any of the Pokemon here, so they probably won't be very valuable in Fiery Field. Or at least I won't be able to use one as a valuable asset in Fiery Field, even though they're still quite low level, as I've mentioned already. And finally, healing items. Also, did I forget to return my money to the bank, or did I just get lots of money in here? I don't know. Oh, I just got loads of money in here. Wow. I think this might be one of those a grinding spot, basically. Also, that reminds me, there's this like whole meme in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon fandom about sticky orbs getting, cleansing orbs becoming sticky because cleansing orbs undo sticky items. And there's an item in Explorers called the No Stick Cap, which prevents items from becoming sticky. And then there's a fake version of it in Explorers, a Sky called the No Slip Cap, which makes items sticky. Also, it's weird that all the equipment just looks like scarves in the overworld when they're actually supposed to be lots of different things. I wonder what Pokemon wearing caps would look like. Hey, 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 it's Corfish! And the hey, hey, hey comes to its Japanese name, which is Hey Gani. They don't keep that in the French translation, which was presumably based on the English version, because that's how video game localization, Pokemon games were localized back then. They translated them into English, and then they translated them into the other European languages, and also the Korean version was translated directly from Japanese. If there was a Korean version, there wasn't always. Like, that reminds me that Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer was never released in Korea, but it has Korean assets, which implied that it was going to be. Unless it has, and I'm just not aware of that. That is entirely possible. I don't know much about South Korea. This dungeon's a bit longer than I expected. Yeah, it's just finally got a grimy food. It has a variety of effects. It can poison you, it can lower stats. And also every stat reduction has a unique sound effect as well as stat boosting. That's something quite nice about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. And here's a Squirtle. I didn't know you could get those in this dungeon either. And I definitely can't recruit any of these Pokemon because I don't have any kind of pondy type friend areas. And Squirtle's friend area is Turtle Shell Pond, by the way. And the pond friend areas have really nice music. And Totodile. And meanwhile, Poliwhirl lives in Tadpole Pond. And Mudkip's friend area is a swamp, which has even better music. It's like da 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 dum, da 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 da. Like really dramatic music for a friend area. Wow. I don't want to spend way longer than I need to in this dungeon. I don't know. That reminds me of like when someone posted a French copy of Explorers of Sky onto r/mystery dungeon, and someone thought the word donjon was funny. That's French for dungeon. It's actually where the English word dungeon comes from. So now you know. I kind of think I might need to use a slumber orb right now. I hope it doesn't wear off ridiculously quickly, and it also has the same effect as Sweet Scent for some reason. I'm trying to get these Totodile lined up so I can snipe them with Bullet Seed. Oh, I have Max Elixir, that's good, and I accidentally used that when I meant to open my items menu. Also, I think drinks restore 15 belly, but I'm not actually sure. And also I played as a Totodile when I first played Explorers of Sky. I didn't really like that choice that much. The reason for this is in Explorers of Sky, if you said that you've chosen Explorers of Time and played Explorers of Time and Darkness before, it will point you towards questions that will make it more likely for you to have answers that will give you Explorers of Sky starters. And I ended up with a sassy nature, even though I don't think that fits me at all. And so I got Totodile because I selected female, but if I selected male, I would have gotten Riolu, and in Explorers of Time and Darkness, if you select male, you would have gotten Meowth, by the way. Like, I don't like how they had to completely remove Meowth from Nunchuck's playable characterness. Because it's kind of ironic because they couldn't, normal type Pokemon couldn't be partners in Explorers of Time and Darkness. Explorers of Sky was the first game in the series that all the starters could also be partners. But they had to remove both of Munchlax's personalities and both of Munchlax and Meowth's personalities and Skitty's male personality. But they could have removed like personalities from some other starters too. They really insist on, why do they have to insist on all the main series starters being both genders? Because in this game, Chikorita and Torchic can only be female, and what's it called again? Cyndaquil can only be male, which is not really what I expected, but okay then. And I have a grimy food that I can't, that's going to hurt me if I eat it, and a huge apple that's sticky. This is fun, but thankfully I have other edible items as well. I'll never need these Pecha Berries because I'm a poison type. And I also realised recently why Ivysaur is called that. It's because of Poison Ivy. Oh gosh, but Ivysaur, yeah, I did got it right. I said Venusaur for a moment for some reason. Ivysaur's walking animation looks weird. It's like it looks like it's trying to run or something. Oh, these are Geopebbles, not Graveler What am I talking about? Unless I found Graveler in Fiery Field earlier. That's entirely possible. I think I'm going to eat grimy food right next to the stairs, so if anything bad happens, I can just instantly recover from it. Unless it's paralysis, that can happen too. I think this is a Marsh Stomp. Yes, it is. I remember once having these, like, getting a bag of Pokemon action figures. There was a Gardevoir, a beautiful Butterfree whose antennae were falling off, and there was a Mudkip and a Marshtomp, and like, the Mudkip and Marshtomp were the last two I lost. I haven't seen them in years. I think they might have been bootlegs, but I like them. I say that they did look like their official designs and stuff like that. I haven't deleted it at all, wow. But I just think the way I got them, like, because I got them at school fair, it might be a bit unofficial, so that's why I think they might have been bootlegs. I think grimy food restores 30 points to your belly. Oh, it causes a burn because that makes sense. Is it like really spicy or something? Yeah, it does recover 30 belly. Okay then. And here's a Quagsire. Quagsire plays a really significant role in Gates to Infinity, and he's kind of funny there. I thought slavery was illegal. That's the only thing I've ever submitted to Great Moments in LP in 2 years that's ever gotten onto their YouTube channel. What joy. I didn't even think it was the funniest thing I submitted. That honour has to go to Lucky 70X failing against Janine's Venomoth. Please watch that. It's in his Art Gold Nuzlocke. It's hilarious. And I was worried I was going to get killed by that just there. I'm going to eat this orange berry before anything goes wrong. So how long is this dungeon going to go on for? I thought it was like a really quick, easy dungeon to do to give this episode something interesting, but it's like turning into an endurance test now. That pretty much sums up this entire game. I want to say it's 20 floors long because that's a nice round number, and I vaguely remember reading about this on Bulbapedia, but I can't actually remember. And here's a max elixir. Have a freaking Christmas. And it doesn't restore 15 belly. Okay then. Maybe they changed it in later games, I don't know. It's not like, what's it called again? Super Mission Dungeon, but they use belly as a penalty for everything, including shoving, a completely annoying mechanic. That reminds me, when I first played Explorers, I always had it set to D-pad attack, which means that if you press the D-pad, you'd automatically attack in the direction you're facing. But it always caused me to automatically talk to Pokemon whenever I tried to teammates whenever I tried to pass them, and I found that really annoying. And your special defense throws, this is bad because Bullet Seed is a special move because this is Gen 3, as I've already said. It's a physical move in later generations. And as I said before, if Pokemon faints from a starter's effect, it doesn't give you experience, unfortunately. Yeah, I told you it was 20 floors or technically 19. That was good work today. I should get some rest. Also, as I said before, only Pokemon that are important to the story have icons. They changed this in Explorers. Next time on my extremely riveting Let's Play Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, we shall be going into Fiery Field again and hopefully not dying this time. Until then, stay interesting! Thank you.